Hello everyone. You can see a broad smile on my face, and you know why I am smiling? Because I was studying the draft of the National Education Policy 2020, and I just wished all these changes were there in my time also when I was a student. There has been a fundamental change in the structure of teaching and learning in the school education as well as in the higher education also. The focus is on conceptual thinking, decision making ability, analytical thinking, instead of rote learning, just cramming and reproducing the same in the examination papers. So, without much ado, what I have prepared for you are the key points so that you can understand what the policy has in store for you. So, let's get started. So, now without much ado, let us focus on the key points in the National Education Policy 2020. The first important thing is the mode of instruction will be the mother tongue or the local or regional language. The language will not be a barrier for all the school children up to class 5. Under the new education policy, Sanskrit will be offered at all levels and foreign language from the secondary school level. Earlier there was a lot of protest from the South Indian states because they said that Hindi should not be made compulsory for their students as it is not their mother tongue. So government has decided no language will be imposed. The most significant change in this new education policy is the replacement of 10 plus 2 structure with 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 structure in earlier schooling. The first 5 years, that is from the primary level to standard 1 and 2, will be foundational stages which will be focused on play or activity based learning. The next 3 years will again be based on play, discovery and activity based interaction and classroom learning. Next 3 years, that is from class 6 to 8, will be based on experiential learning in science, maths, arts, social science and humanities. From standard 9th to 12th, it will be stage 4, that is multidisciplinary study, where the focus will be on critical thinking, flexibility and students' choice of subjects. In the new education policy, government has given its main focus to the children of age group 3 to 6 years, because this is where they are starting their education and their civilized interaction. So, if values are imparted at this stage, it will stay with them for the rest of their school life and for the rest of their career. Till now, our whole focus was on rote learning, cramming and then reproducing it in the exams. Government has changed this very crucial aspect, and now school students will have to take only 3 exams in class 3rd, 5th and 8th. Assessment in other years will shift to a regular and formative style, that is more competency based and focused on higher order skills. Class 10th and 12th board exams will continue as usual, but their structure is also redesigned to give it a holistic development. The standards will be established according to PARAK. PARAK is an acronym for Performance Assessment, Review, Analysis of Knowledge for Holistic Development. Like there will be a appraisal from self-appraisal from peers and from teachers. In the new education policy, the part that is worth appreciating is there will be no separation between art, science, curricular and extracurricular activities and between vocational and academic stream. I know a lot of students who were good in painting, who had a lot of interest in music, but they had to give it up because they had to pursue a career in science or technology, and they had to give up their skills or their interest which they had in that particular stream. So, that problem is solved now. You can opt for physics, you can opt for music at the same time. Like I told you, there will be no demarcation in amongst the subjects or between the co-curricular and curricular activities and the main subjects. So, keeping this in mind, government has focused on IITs and IIMs that they should also move towards holistic education by 2040, with inclusion of arts and humanities subjects also for students studying science subjects, so that they get a holistic exposure to all the subjects, not only focusing on one of these. As per the new educational policy 2020, the undergraduate program will be of 4 years with multiple exit option, and the focus will be on multidisciplinary education. Let's say the student exits after 1 year, he or she will be awarded a certificate. After 2 years, he will get a diploma, and those leaving after 3 years will get a degree. MPhil or Masters of Philosophy course will be discontinued, and the students pursuing MA can directly enroll themselves for PhD program. As per the new policy, HECI, that is Higher Education Council of India, will be set up to regulate higher education. The focus will be on the institutions that are having more than 3,000 students. The goal of the council will be to increase the enrollment from 26.3% to 50% by 2035. They will not have any jurisdiction over legal and medical colleges. Rest of the colleges will be governed by them. The Higher Education Council of India will have 4 independent wings. First, National Higher Education Regulatory Council for regulation, General Education Council to set standards, Higher Education Grants Council for funding, and National Accreditation Council for accreditation. Accreditation is must for all the higher education institutions, and based on the grading given by the Accreditation Council, let's say they are in plus grade institution, they will have more autonomy and fund regulation. But if they do not meet the standards, government has the provision to phase them out for in next 15 years. So everybody has to live up to the standards set by the Higher Education Council of India. Well, that was all from my side. I hope this policy, as our policy makers have planned, will reap good results, because many times what we have seen is there is a gap between planning and implementation. So I sincerely wish that whatever objective they have in mind, it should be accomplished, and the citizens of India should emerge as better human beings, because this policy has the main focus on value education from the very beginning. So let us all keep our finger crossed that this all will reap good results. Thank you. Stay safe, stay blessed, and happy learning.